hate it so much. Just gonna forget about it. Hey, welcome back to my channel, Stitch and Chill. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for all these stitchy updates. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kelsey and this is my channel where I talk about all things cross stitch and the movies, TV, books, and things that I'm watching and listening to while I stitch. I try to keep my hands busy so I don't eat snacks. I waited an extra week to do this Flosstube because I felt like I didn't have enough progress or exciting things happening, and now I feel like I have a ton of progress and exciting things happening in the last 2 weeks. So I'm excited to start sharing that with you. But first, I wanted to remind you that I am on Twitch. I typically stream there on Sunday evenings and Wednesday afternoons, and pretty much just am working on a project and chatting with people. So if you're stitching and you need some background noise or you want to participate in the conversation, we talk about anything and everything, and it's a lot of fun. So come join us there. I try to stick to my schedule, but if you want updates and up-to-date information, you can always follow me on Instagram at xstitchandchill. I also have a Discord server set up where you'll get an alert when I'm live, and I also update my schedule there. Those links will be below if you are interested in checking those out. All right, stitchy things. Woo! So first I have a finish, which isn't really like a real finish, but it's a finish, I guess. And that is part 1 of Flossie Fox Shop's Farming Magic Stitch Along. I always say magic farming, but it's farming magic. I finished part 1 except for 7 stitches, but I'm calling it a finish. We're just gonna let it go. Yeah, so here is that. And at my last Flosstube, I know I only pretty much had the cow done. I think I put a picture up already. So this is the finished piece, and there's a little cow and a little pig, and the pig is actually like a flying pig, and he's actually a dragon. So and then there's some fairies in there too. I really like it. I did mine on 16 count. This is like fiddler's cloth, Ada. So it's got like that kind of natural burlap kind of feel look to it, which I kind of wanted to do since it was farming and everything. Since it's a stitch along, I've seen a lot of people doing a lot of other things. Someone was doing like a bright yellow. Someone was doing I seen a couple people doing like a sparkly white. So it's fun to see what different people have picked. The sparkly white is really great, but I'm happy with my choice. I am not much of like a glitter sparkly person. So I'm more than happy with my burlap boring color. It's not boring. It fits the theme, right? Yeah. If it was boring, it would just be white, but no. Okay. So that is my Farming Magic Stitch Along with Flossie Fox Shop. So next I have a new start. I've been saying I'm going to start my Deathly Hollows and Starry Night Stitch, and I did start it. So here it is. I started a thread the other night and I didn't finish it. So here is my start. And it has already proven to be somewhat of a challenge. It's just a lot of confetti, and then a lot of the colors are really close to each other. So it's really hard to like kind of see where I am and what I'm doing. I get lost often. Right now I'm doing this like blue color, and there's actually quite a bit of this blue color on this page that I'm working on. So this stitch over here is the end of the first page, and then it goes down a little further. I am stitching this on 18 count, easy count, white Ada. I think it's Zweigart that I got from 123 Stitch. I am really enjoying working on this. This has been fun. I've been working on this on stream the last couple times. I just get lost a lot. That's the only problem is I'm like, where am I? What am I doing? What is happening? And then I have to like wiggle the last stitch I did to figure out like where it was. And I like the grid that I have going on here because the grid has been really helpful trying like figuring out where I am and everything. So look forward to more progress with this. I got a bigger Q-snap for it. So I got an 11-inch Q-snap. This is an 8-inch Q-snap. And hopefully that will make me like this whole situation. I've like had it folded and tucked under, but then it just like covers like the back of it. Like, and then it's just in the way and I don't know what to do with it. So it's kind of a mess right now. I know some people get like the little circle, the things that go around it, but I'm not sure if I want to commit to that at this moment in time. So yeah, I think I'm just I ordered another 11-inch Q-snap to work on this one with, because this is 8 inches and it's just a little small. So now we are getting on to WIPs, things I have already started that you've already seen, and this is my progress on it. So the first one is my temperature stitch, which is a pattern by the Needle and Floss, and all my patterns are going to be linked in the description below if you are interested in them. So this one is her 2022 temperature stitch, and this is what it looked like the last time I was working on it. And I've actually been doing a really good job of keeping up with it. I know a lot of people do their temperature stitches like monthly, like at the end of the month, they go back and they stitch the previous month. But I felt like that was just a recipe for disaster for me. So I try to do it weekly, and I try to keep up with the temperatures and marking them in my spreadsheet, and then marking what color the thread is so that I can just kind of sit down and stitch it out really fast, because it doesn't take very long, but it's just, you have to keep up with it. So I've been trying to do mine weekly, and I didn't want to take it out of the hoop yet, but this is where I am now. So so it's like a big box, right? And I am stitching mine in a spiral. So this is the start here, and then it'll go and it'll just keep like circling in on itself here as it goes. You can kind of choose your own adventure, if you will, with how you are going to stitch it. But that's just what I thought would look cool. For myself. I had this one like day where the high was like 59 degrees. So I have like this one bright green and everything else is like blues and purples and teals in the colder ranges. And then it's just supposed to be really cold for a while here. So it'll just be a lot of blue and purple and sadness. So that is my temperature stitch, and I have been enjoying stitching on this one. Really easy and simple. It's a good one to work on, and I'm excited to see the colors change. All right, my next WIP, I also didn't want to take it out of the Q-snap, but is my Schitt's Creek stitch. And I will put what it looked like last time I showed you guys. I think I had just finished page 1. I finished officially, I don't know if I had the back stitch done or not, but you'll see it. But yeah, I finished page 1, so I finished the town hall building and the sky around it, and there's some grass below it and around it, I guess. So I finished all of that, and now I have started on pages 2 and 3. I kind of am like bleeding into page 3 because they're very similar. It's all one building between those 2 pages. Well, it's one building and then the top of another building. So it kind of just makes sense to do it all at once. But here it is so far. So this is going to be, this is the top of the vet clinic right here. And then it like continues down into here. And then this is Bob's garage. So Bob's garage pretty much takes up the whole thing. And you can see like this blue square up here, this blue line up here is where, the end of the 3rd page is. So there's still quite a bit to do, but like this is going to be a truck. So this part of the truck is on page 3, and it's all this gray color. So there's a lot of this gray happening. because I think even the top of the vet clinic is that color. Trying to save my sanity, and I've been trying to stitch, like, you know, I did the door and then the awning and parts of the truck, and then I went and did this block, and then I'll go and do a little more of the grass or something, and then I'll come back to stitching this gray block because it's just a lot of gray. Which isn't bad, but it's also, you know, I don't want to get bored. So I've been trying to like do a couple strands elsewhere and then come back and do a couple strands of the gray blocks. I have been really enjoying this one, and I'm really looking forward to getting more done on it. So between this one and the Deathly Hallows ones, those are like my two full coverage pieces that I'm doing right now. So I'm trying to try not to do any more full coverage until one of these is done. I don't have any other full coverage pieces like purchased, so it should be pretty easy to get these two done first. But these probably won't be done until the end of the year because there's a lot of stitching to do. All right, so last WIP, and then we will get into some more patterns that I bought because I'm addicted. We all do it. We all buy more patterns. So this next one is my Sugar Skull. So last time it looked like this, and I have been working on this one a lot of the time when I'm at like my daughter's activities because it's small, it's easy to drag around. I have like messed up so much on it. It's not even funny. I just took it out of the hoop and I can like really see the problems. I don't know. It makes me like not want to finish it because it just is so frustrating how messed up it is. The autofocus is not having a good day today. But yeah, this is what it looks like right now. And like I said, I've messed up so much on it. Like, I don't know why this one's super short and this one's super long. Like, I counted twice. I don't know what's happening. So, and then like, but these are even, I don't know what's going on. I might have to frog a bunch. It's so frustrating because this is the first time I've had it out of the hoop, and it just frustrates me that it's looking weird, and I just don't want to. So I don't know. I might put this one away again and pick up something else because it's frustrating me to no end, and I don't want to frog it and then have to redo it, and I hate it so much. Just gonna forget about it. All right, on to the haul patterns that I have recently bought and have not completely messed up because I haven't started them yet. So the first pattern is from the Needle and Floss. I am a member of her Patreon, and she recently just reached 25 patrons. So she did a commemorative pattern for patrons only. So that was, I'm special, but felt really special about that. So it is a Tetris themed, I'll put it up here. It's a Tetris themed pattern, and it has like level 25 on it and everything. It's super cute. It's pretty easy, so it should stitch up relatively quickly. I don't know when I'll start it, but I like it. I love Tetris. I used to play Tetris all the time, and I had it on my phone for a little while, but yeah, Tetris is the greatest game of all time, maybe? No. Tetris is fun. So yeah, she also had a 50% off sale for patrons as well for other patterns, because I am under the pattern enthusiast level of her Patreon. So I get her new patterns that come out, but I don't have any of the old patterns. So she did a 50% off sale so we could buy patterns off of her website. And I ended up getting 3, one of which is a Game Boy. So I am really excited. You may remember that I also bought her PlayStation remote not too long ago. So I have the PlayStation remote, and now I have the Game Boy. And then I also bought the switch remotes. So I have a lot of things to stitch up by the needle and floss. I love her designs and everything. So it should be fun, I guess, when I ditch that sugar skull that's driving me nuts. Maybe I'll do that. I also got one more pattern, which is a mid-century modern triangle pattern. And I like the color scheme. I don't know if I'll change it or something, because I feel like it doesn't really matter for that one. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. But I got all those patterns. So with buying all those new patterns and everything, my future plans are obviously to keep stitching on Deathly Hollows and my other WIPs. Magic farming magic. See, I did it again. Farming Magic Part 2 comes out next week. I think next Friday, the February 4th. So I am really excited about getting that and getting to stitch it up. In the meantime, I'll work on my other projects. I might ditch the sugar skull for a little while. And then I think I'll start on one of the needle and floss patterns that I have, whether I do Tetris or I know I have all the colors for the switch remotes, it's two. So I might start that one because I can do it on 14 count. I have a ton of 14 count Aida and everything, just to have a nice fun travel one again that I can take with me to my daughter's activities and stuff and kind of stitch up. Even though I feel super weird. I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but I feel weird when I'm stitching in public because I don't really want people to ask me what I'm doing. I don't really want to talk to people, but I do want to work on it, you know? So it's weird. I always feel like I'm like trying to like stitch as close to my body as possible so no one will see, or I sit like in the back, but then if I sit in the back, I can't see my kid. I like to be able to look up every now and then and see her. So I don't know, but if you feel weird about stitching in public, let me know, because I want to know if I'm the only person who does this. Like everybody else is like on their computers and they're on their phone, or they're actually watching their kid, or they're doing homework with their other kid, like, and I'm over there crafting. just feels weird. I don't know. Anyway, so those are all the stitchy updates that I have for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed those updates, and I'm really looking forward to updating you guys more on those patterns. Really, I'm like, I can't tell you how excited I am about doing the Deathly Hollows one and the Schitt's Creek one. They just make me super happy. So I am really excited to keep sharing my progress on that. And before we get on to the chill things, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my stitchy updates, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps other people find this channel and helps the channel grow. On to chill things, which I don't have very much. And I don't know if that's because I haven't been watching TV as much lately, or if I just don't remember what I've been watching, or what. But anyway, I do have a few things to share with you guys that I have been watching. The first thing is Sandman on Netflix. It came out last year, so we're a little behind on this if you've already seen it and you're like, oh, been there, done that. I actually didn't watch the first couple episodes, and then on the third episode, my husband had turned it on and fell asleep. And he fell asleep on me, so I couldn't get to the remote. So I ended up watching these episodes, and one of them, I think only watched 1.5. So like one of them was fine, and then the second one was super weird, and I was like, what is this? My husband kept watching it, and he's like, oh, you got to watch this episode because it was really good. So he ended up rewatching an episode with me, and then we both finished it together. It's good. There's like he described it as like some episodes are really like Disney kind of like feel good excitement, like you come out being like, yeah, everything is wonderful. And then some episodes are like super dark and weird. So it's like a mix, and they kind of all come together. They all correlate into one story, but sometimes it feels really like jumpy around. I recently started to rewatch The Mindy Project because it is on Netflix now. I love Mindy Kaling. and I think she's just hilarious, and that's one of her greatest shows. So, I mean, everybody will say The Office, but I really like The Mindy Project. So, been rewatching that, and it is on Netflix, all the episodes, if you are interested in watching those. I recently have gone down a YouTube rabbit hole of a channel called Answers with Joe, and I've been watching a lot of his videos. They're very interesting. They're just like little short science documentaries and stuff. He had like a whole ton of them on the Victorian era. That was super interesting. There's a lot of history ones, but there's also like, you know, the smartest animals, and crows. Crows are really smart, just to freak you out, you know? So I've been enjoying his little short documentaries on YouTube. And finally, I started listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses as an audiobook. I know a lot of people have read it and it's super popular. I had looked for it as an audiobook a little while ago from the library, but it was all checked out and everything. So I just popped on there to find a book because I couldn't find anything on TV to watch, and it happened to be available. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm going to put that on and I'm going to start listening to that. So I think I'm like 14% through. I'm really excited. It's one I've been wanting to read and one I've been looking at. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to see more updates from me, then hit the subscribe button and you will get alerts when I post a new video. Subscribers also help this channel really grow and find other people who are interested in this kind of stitching. So be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video for some more stitchy updates. Bye!